If you were ACRacebest, which part of the body would be your favorite?
What? Does that have to do with anything?
Sarah.
I don't even know how to respond to that, Race.
The bunny
What are
ears.
you implying?
The bunny
It's
ears
clearly
are
the
my
ears.
favorite human body parts.
Yes.
All right, let's kick this off. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Semi-Perfect Podcast. It is February 26, 2020. And so we're already finishing up February. Is anyone surprised that we're headed into March already?
You went fast, but I'm ready for March because that's when Animal Crossing comes out, March 20th.
Yeah. Hell yes.
Nerds.
And Doom Eternal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That too.
Oh yeah, that.
And opening night at
no,
Bakersfield
no.
Speedway.
Who cares?
Whoa.
You gonna be
Kudos
there?
to...
Yeah.
Talk about Bakersfield. Let's hear about it.
Oh, I wanted to hear the kudos. You said kudos
Yeah.
too?
Oh,
He's
so
a
they-
coo-
Kudos to the team of Doom and Animal Crossing for knowing how to use that synergy and really sell it. Like, it's pretty great to see Isabel, Doom guy. I love that. Come on. Wonderful.
I'm just waiting for like the cross play between games because I'm ready.
Isabel will destroy all the demons in Doom. It's not even fair.
Oh my god, yeah.
Well, it's been 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It's been a long 2 weeks. I've missed you all. In fact, it seems like it's been even longer since we've heard Sarah's beautiful voice.
Heard the sirens.
Hi, Sarah.
Hi. They're coming to get me.
Sarah's drinking,
Mhm.
which is cheating because there's a drinking game. You're just like, I'm drunk already.
No. I just took a sip.
It's called pre-gaming.
Oh.
There you go.
Race.
Yeah.
You at some point we need to teach you how alcohol works,
Okay.
or
You guys
more
know-
importantly, how it doesn't.
Do you guys know that pre-gaming is actually, like, you can trace that back to the ancient Romans for the Colosseum?
No.
Yeah,
I didn't
they
know
tra-
that, but I'm not really surprised to be honest.
Yeah, they pre-gamed outside the Colosseum. They're like, I can't wait to see people get killed. Let's go.
Oh my god.
Like public executions. There's one in France in like 1831 or something like that. I forget the exact date, but they were like, someone's getting killed. Let's go to the hotel room, eat some figs, and then go watch it. Like,
It's
no
gonna be a
joke.
wild night on the old town tonight.
It was wild.
Don't you dare skip those
Figs.
figs.
Oh, man.
Just
Gosh.
skip those figs.
Oh boy. Well, again, we have a couple topics, but I'm gonna go ahead and just let everybody here, all of our podcasters, know that we don't have a lot of topics. So if you guys feel like tangents or random things you want to bring up, do it. Don't
When
hold
have we
back.
ever needed permission for that?
It was just more of a reminder because I know sometimes Saberspark comes prepared with just like,
Well, ACRacebest, Saberspark did come prepared this time.
yeah.
I prepare.
Good. Well, let's start with the food posts, and then we'll find out just how prepared everyone is. For anyone that's new, we like to know what you're all eating because I love food, and I'm not the only one here who loves food. So hashtag SPP Foods. You can show us what are you munching on during the podcast, and starting us off would be or will be Void in Void.
Okay.
See, after I had to run it, you'd think I'd be more respecting of Sarah having to produce this podcast, but I'm just like, go, go, go. Look at all that salsa. See, that's salsa done right. That's me at Mexican restaurants where, like, they're like, would you like a cup of salsa? And I'm like, do you mean an extra large cup? Because yes.
Or
So-
5.
They just
itty
bring
bitty
out the
cups.
salsa in like the giant margarita glass for you.
Yeah, I'm like, please, do not
Wait,
try
is
and
this
shortchange.
the Void and Noid we're looking at?
Yes.
So they're eating at Moe's, and Moe's actually has a salsa bar, and it's like got a lot of options, so they're doing it right.
Oh, I love salsa bars. I love free things that come with food. Condiments are great. Void says, tonight, some tacos from Moe's had a recent schedule change that's made it hard to catch the podcast, but I'll do my best to try. If that fails, I'll always be sure to watch the upload. Well, Void, we certainly hope that you enjoyed your tacos. And if you don't catch us live, We'll see you on the replay. Fritz.
Even though my birthday was yesterday, happy birthday, Fritz.
Happy birthday.
I'm
Happy
still
birthday.
going to celebrate it like I have been this whole past month with my favorite meal, pasta with marinara and a bowl of cucumbers on the side. Also can't wait for Michelle Kraber's Storm, MV, and Drag Race on Friday.
I don't mean to correct you, but it clearly says pasta with marina.
Marinara.
Marina,
It's a bit salty.
It's their significant other. It's their partner.
Wait. Click on this picture, the storm
Okay.
picture here. Michelle released a music video, and like, I don't know where this is like in, but that TV don't work.
That's very like a 1970s but modern 1970s room. That is
Yeah.
interesting. Cool aesthetic though.
And then
Drag Race.
what is this?
Drag Race. RuPaul's Drag Race.
What's Drag Race, Sarah?
You're a race car guy. You should know.
That's why I don't recognize any of these. Well, there's one driver.
There's Eva Knievel. Alrighty. Let's go up to Anime Guy.
Anime Guy says, I'm at the My Hero Academia movie, but here's what I had for lunch. A heart burger from my store from Valentine's Day with cheddar on a pretzel bun.
Yeah.
Anime Guy always has good food posts. Like, look at this.
Look at
Is
all that cheese.
when you're making a cheese. Yeah, who's eating? I heard that.
Me.
What are you eating?
It's just a granola bar.
Delicious. So,
Yeah.
if you're gonna do a cheeseburger, do it like this.
Yeah.
Like I know that Sarah, you are a professional with cheese, and I know Laura would agree that
Well, you know.
there's nothing more beautiful than this much cheese on a burger.
I don't know. That cheese is gonna go straight to your heart.
Exactly. That's why it's a
Wow.
heart burger.
It'll go straight to your size. And then you'll blow up.
Just.
We got. That's a nice image of pizza, man.
That's delicious looking.
True Blue, as I once again begin the Lenten season this week, which has been full of surprises, including meeting Murr from Impractical Jokers and my hometown Sunday, chilling tonight with some cheese pizza. That is like, it's almost a piece of artwork. That image is so high res.
I have to admit that I do not order cheese pizza, but I think it is underrated. Like, cheese pizza definitely has its place in society.
Oh, Paley
Yeah.
and I, we had a big discussion a few days ago about, we were discussing these videos of people who are representatives, not official, but like I rep Maryland or I rep Florida.
Yeah, yeah.
The question to these people.
Yeah, I showed
what-
Hero and Jaxa one of those.
Yeah, well, the question for the video was like, what do you think is the most outstanding food about your state? And Paley, you said that everybody hates the Maryland person because they like don't mention crab.
Yeah, the Maryland person said, gumbo. It's like, what?
What?
That's a Louisiana thing.
Louisiana's gonna slap you in the face.
French fries.
But this brings me back to pizza because I guess there's always that debate of like New York versus Chicago pizza.
Yeah.
And I'll tell
Yeah.
you right now.
I don't know why.
I
Yeah, I
like
don't know either.
Chicago pizza.
Chicago's where it's at.
No, I don't classify Chicago pizza as pizza. It's pie. Come on.
Why is it not pizza, Saber?
Wow, this is a tangent.
This is good, guys. We got time. Tonight's the night to hash it out.
Pause.
Can I pause really quick? Because, Steven, you are actually very quiet to me. I don't know if that's just me or if that's everybody else as well.
Yeah,
He's a bit quiet.
he's kind of quiet.
I turn my game up. Hold on.
Paleo was asked earlier about
Turn
Saber's
the games
levels,
up.
and he was hoping that none of
Yeah,
us
he
would
was
hear
louder
Saber.
then, though. He was closer to the mic.
Yeah.
Do I sound better now?
Yeah.
better.
Yes.
Okay, cool. No, I was gonna say that I guess deep dish is it is pizza, but I don't think it's good pizza in a traditional sense because
Whoa.
It's like the it's like the bastard child of lasagna and pizza.
thank you. That's exactly it. You're absolutely right.
So why does that make it bad or less than regular pizza?
I didn't say it was bad. I said it's just not as good as like I think, but something that's about New York pizza. I say this, never having it, which means I'm gonna immediately stop talking because that's not.
Wait, I'm sorry. Did you just say you've never had New York pizza?
Then what the fuck are you arguing for?
What is this? What even is this?
I mean, this is classic debate. You get assigned a side and you defend it to the death.
I guess.
Like high
I
school.
said both. I still like New York better.
What I'm getting at, I've never had pizza like strictly from New York, but I guess I just prefer pizza where it's got a better like let me be able to taste the sauce because like the sauce in deep dish is like overwhelmed by the cheese and that seems a bit too much.
All right, I'll make you a deal. Next time you're out here, I take you for Chicago pizza.
Okay, California.
Yeah, in California, we're literally going to Chicago next month.
Why is there avocado in this?
Don't waste your time. Come out here.
Wow, Chicago.
Getting blown up by the California.
I just can't wait for in the event that we do end up in Chicago here and
shit. We've been to Chicago. Yeah, we've been to Chicago and we've had Chicago pizza.
Is what he was trying to say.
That's what I heard. Yeah.
But
that's what I heard too.
I can't wait for Saber to have to defend himself when people are like, so what you're saying is that our pizza isn't good as pizza that you haven't had. I get what you're saying though. You're saying that
I've never had it, but I'm sure it's better.
But are you saying that like I guess like it's more pizza as you identify pizza to be?
It's the traditional pizza.
I was very on board.
I mean, what do the Chicagoans know? They don't put ketchup on hot dogs.
Well, that's okay.
Aren't you? Why are you insulting a place that you were going to go to? What are you doing?
That we might be going to is what he's trying to say.
Fairness, that's probably
that we might be going to.
In fairness, it's probably the one thing they don't put on their hot dog.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I mean, I like my hot dogs plain, so I don't care. But yeah.
Wait, no. We are not moving on. What did you just say, Paleo?
Oh,
I eat hot dogs plain.
Plain?
Yeah.
We got Nikki D.
No.
It's one of those kinds of days at work. Hopefully I can decompress.
You can't just eat a hot dog plain?
For the last couple of hours.
You very much can, Race.
Watch me.
That's not allowed.
Impossible.
Yeah.
Just some water and coffee for my SPP Foods post. Nothing fancy. Hope you guys are doing good. Thank you, Nikki D.
So far, so good.
I like your Tinkerbell mug.
Plain.
We got another pizza.
Oh, wow. Look at this one. All right.
Beautiful.
Taylor says, hey, what's up, Semi Perfect Podcast crew? Have here a pizza from Stonefire Grill with pesto, avocado, red onion, mozzarella, feta cheese, and basil.
Basil of Baker Street.
Interesting. I've been to Stonefire. I've never had this kind of pizza.
Yeah.
At Stonefire.
It looks delicious.
I'm not the biggest onion fan, but I'd probably be willing to give this a shot.
Yeah. Looks good.
If it was the... Like, yeah.
Princess Deadpool with grilled cheese sandwich on sourdough bread with rice and broccoli as sides. Simple yet tasty. What every hump day needs. Evert for spending money is for weekends.
Wait a minute. There's no pictures here, Princess Deadpool. How are we supposed to believe that you really ate
Pixar didn't happen.
grilled cheese on a sourdough bread? Nathaniel says having some oatmeal mixed with chicken gravy and broccoli medley. It's actually not too bad of a combination. You know what that sounds like? That sounds like it was experiment day. I don't know if anyone else here does this. A friend of mine, he really likes to utilize leftovers. And so he'll have like the most odd combination meals.
Yeah.
Like
it's one of those things that you definitely do in college where it's just like, there's
Here's
this
what I
and
have.
this in the fridge.
Yeah.
Put them together.
I remember one night I was at Tommy's house and we weren't stoned, but we had the appetite of stoners for go figure.
Yeah.
And we're like, what do you have? And he had tortillas, Parmesan cheese, barbecue sauce, and I think ham.
I'm waiting for this to sound weird.
I just it.
That is what he.
Ah.
That's weird.
I thought it was weird.
Yeah, I mean,
My diet is less
Non-traditional.
expanded than the Californian Matt, who has Chicago pizza in his neighborhood.
got Nora
And then
Mermaid.
offer stand Saber. I'll take you up here. It's good.
I believe you.
Nora Mermaid's having some
glad.
homemade green cupcakes just because I love her so much. Here are some pics of Lila for Laura. Love you guys and
The
stay
best.
beachy.
Layla for Laura.
Aw, fluffer.
It spells ha.
Look at her little bow.
Yeah, it's cute. Adorable.
Dog.
There's another pup that we should see because he got a haircut.
Oh yeah.
What is Lila? I've been saying it Layla this whole time. Oops. Okay.
Hello.
We got
LA.
Jax. Hi,
Oh,
Jax.
it's someone's cheat day.
I've been fasting all day, so this is my first meal in 24 hours. So 2 Chick-fil-A fried chicken sandwiches with mac and cheese, waffle fries on top, and bottom buns.
I only just recently tried Chick-fil-A's mac and cheese. It was pretty solid. I don't know if I'm a great judge of what everyone would consider good macs and cheeses. Because like I'm good with like Kraft mac and cheese.
Yeah.
But I do like Southern mac and cheese.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Southern food in general is just
It's dangerous. Mac and cheese is dangerous.
yeah.
This is not good for you, but it's good for your soul.
We've got Iris. Just came home from visiting my father in a hospital. I'm having bananas and cottage cheese.
Well, hope your father's doing well.
Yeah.
That's a good healthy food.
Let's see here. Oh, there's the
Oh,
picture
Deadpool sent us the grilled cheese picture. Good on you, Deadpool. So it did happen, I believe now. Laura.
Alright, I think that is all of the feed posts.
What?
I just saw your cat fiend.
You
gif.
fiend!
Oh yes.
Oh man.
Also, Simon, greetings to you. Thanks for the 1,000 huffs.
The Huffs.
Huffs.
Super chat.
What country is that?
Oh, we got a super chat.
Yeah, hold on, I gotta pull this down. Whoop. Or minimize it.
Hello.
Where is it? Doink.
There it is.
We got Simon. Greetings. Don't freak out, it's not much. Thank you, Simon.
I appreciate that Jax did clarify that it's not cheat day, which makes sense because once I realized that's all he was having,
Yeah.
I was like, usually he goes more out than this.
I wish we could have Chick-fil-A after the podcast, but ours is closed.
You know, nothing's stopping us from going to Pepe's.
But that's not Chick-fil-A.
There's not Chick-fil-A though.
I did try. By the way, my bad. I did not do introductions at the beginning of this podcast. So, with us,
Oh, we kinda
Hirosashii,
Hello.
Laura,
Hey.
PaleoSteno.
Hi.
Sarah took away my order. PanamaMatt.
Hi, I'm glad you needed a list to remember me.
Saberspark.
Hello.
Toodles.
Hi.
And I'm ACRacebest. So at this point in the program, we typically like to find out what everyone's been up to the last 2 weeks. So, who wants to kick it off? Who had the most exciting last 2 weeks? All right, Matt. Since you raised your hand, you get to go first.
Yes. All right. Honestly, it's been a lot of working, a lot of billing. Business is going well, and I feel like I should have more interesting things to talk about, but most of the interesting things I have to talk about are covered by attorney-client privilege.
Lame.
Man, you sure live a life.
Don't I, though? Work, eat, sleep. I did spend a week up north with my girlfriend. It was lovely.
Yeah.
A couple of friends of ours came into town. We toured around Northern California, found a lovely little distillery nearby.
You have a cadence to the way that you speak, and it's wonderful.
Well, thank you.
It's very soothing.
Went up to a little place in North California, had a good time.
You are not the first person to comment on the cadence.
Matt, do you read audiobooks?
No, but maybe I should.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Get some extra
Yeah.
money.
If anyone's hiring, let me know.
Talk to Dusty Cat. He does that stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
take
fair
his
enough.
job.
Yeah, I ain't gonna step on that guy's turf. I value my life.
Mhm.
It's all in the stash. Don't worry. I need to pause because Taylor actually said, "Race, you had to bring up Pepe's, didn't you? Best Mexican place in SoCal." Taylor, if we are talking about the place that's near Irwindale Speedway, then yes, it is, in my opinion, the best Mexican food in the world.
Well, they also have, I think, at least one other location.
They do. I know of the two near
Mexico?
Irwindale.
Is it better than Mexico?
Yeah,
Mexico's Mexican food.
yeah. I went to Mexico
Okay.
recently, and
And you're like, this ain't Pepe's.
they tried.
Alright.
They gave a good effort. But actually, no, they had some very fresh guacamole
Yeah.
when we went there.
I don't think we ate any meals like in Mexico.
Well, we
ate
did.
snacks.
We did. Right. We had snacks, but when you're on a cruise, it's I don't know. Unless you specifically want to try out the food in local spots, you're kind of just spending money to spend money at that point.
Yeah, I guess.
You do not go hungry on a cruise. What about Hirosashii? What have you been up to the last 2 weeks?
Playing Monster Hunter, and then recently, as of yesterday, I've been playing Rune Factory 4. Oh, a new game! Yeah.
Incredible.
I never understood why Rune Factory didn't catch on, because for all the people who are super duper into Stardew Valley, and people who are like, oh my god, I can't wait for Animal Crossing, which is half of my Twitter currently.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's cool. I'm into it. I'm like, but why not Rune Factory? It's that same area of gaming. I'm like, why is this game not popular?
It's too Japanese.
It might be too Japanese. Maybe that might legitimately be it.
I had
Is there
Right.
such a thing as too Japanese?
Yeah. Sorry.
Is there such a thing as too Japanese?
Oh my god, yes. Yes, there is.
And this is coming from Hirosashii, ladies and gentlemen. I take that with extra credence.
I can
Clear
get
water
overwhelmed with
level.
the quickness. But other than that, not much. I've just been playing games and working, which is my ideal life. So,
Nice.
I like it. What qualifies as too Japanese?
Man, I could just send you a GIF of a show. Excuse me, a GIF. A show
Thank you.
called Show by Rock,
for
and
it.
it's just a girl being way too cute, dancing, and I'm like, I actually want to vomit. It's so adorable. That is too
Ah.
Japanese.
I'm with you now. Back to our regularly scheduled weekend update.
Saberspark. What have you been up to lately?
Work. That's it.
Work.
Work and work.
Lamb, you got a haircut. That's something you've been up to.
Yeah, he got a haircut. He's took him to the groomer today, and he got his fur trimmed up. So
He's a handsome boy.
looking handsome.
What a gentleman. What a gentle pup. Very nice. Laura, what have you been up to?
My mom came to visit. So that was fun. We spent the weekend
Lovely.
together. I might be moving soon.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't like the
where?
apartment that I'm currently at because it's very loud and right next to a mall and also right next to an interstate, and it sucks. So I'm trying to get a new apartment, and I applied for one today, so hopefully that goes well and is better than the one I'm currently at.
Wishing you the best. Wow, that was Did
Gee.
y'all hear that? That was his neck.
Sorry, I did.
Oh, I thought my cat sneezed right when you said, "Did y'all hear that?" I'm like, how could you possibly have heard that?
Oh man, I've been working on that one all day. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Was there anything else,
No,
Laura?
you're fine. No, that was pretty much it. So I mean,
Nice. Paleo.
Yeah.
What? No.
What?
What's new in the hood, dude?
What shoe? No, weather again, because it snowed here and the power went out again.
Ugh.
Yeah.
It was 81 here. Not a cloud in the sky.
Yeah, I had to
gorgeous.
wear a t-shirt, no jacket. It was rough.
Yeah, you're lucky. I was wearing a black suit.
Yeah, but I also looked after my mom's dog. This is not last weekend, but weekend before. I was playing through Final Fantasy VII because I wanted to play through all that before the remake comes out in April.
Cool.
Nice. Sarah, what have you been up to?
Not too much. One notable thing is that we had a miniature earthquake a few days ago.
We did.
Yeah, it woke us up in at 5 a.m. in the morning.
So walk somebody through in excruciating detail what it's like to not only wake up to an earthquake, but wake up to an earthquake while you're sleeping next to me.
So I woke up, and the main thing that probably woke me up was not so much the movement, but the noise of everything moving around me. Like, we've got some squeaky furniture and stuff. Plus plus our bedroom door was kind of like our bedroom door was kind of like opening and closing, and it has some stuff hanging on it, so that stuff was also rattling against it. So I heard the noise first, and then I was kind of like feeling myself kind of shaking in bed, and
Something she's used to,
immediately
of
I was
course.
like, oh shit, it's an earthquake. So I turned
Delirium tremens.
and put my arm around Jeffrey, and he just goes, he's just like, yeah, it was more of like a comforting pat and being like,
That's how you know you're from California. If you can say to an earthquake, like what? I'd be
just
pretty
losing
much.
my mind.
It was just like a 3 I think they downgraded it because it was originally clocked in as a 3.7, but then they made it 3.5.
This one was
But
centered
it was-
very nearby, though.
It was nearby.
So,
yeah.
but yeah, I mean, it was.
It doesn't matter to you what strength it is, but to me, I'd be like, oh my, is that an earthquake? And then I'd be very terrified.
There's a part. Go
Go
on.
ahead, Jeff. I was gonna say it's about the same way that we all look at hurricanes and tornadoes.
I mean, tornadoes still scare the crap out of me. Tornadoes can just end your life just immediately. Well, I guess all of them can.
It's. I guess maybe it's even comparable to just tornado warnings. Like when I was in Texas and there was a tornado warning, I'm like, so this is it. This is how it
We're all
does.
going to die.
It's gonna suck up, suck me up.
They're like, no, it's fine.
I have baked a pizza during an entire tornado warning, like with the sirens going off outside, and I'm just like baking my pizza in college. I'm like, I'm on the 3rd floor. I'd be fucked anyway, but
Look,
Might
I've
as
seen
well.
Twister. I know how this works.
Might as well
In
make.
about 5 minutes, it's going to
It
be a
was
cow.
Now, was it deep dish or New York?
it was a gluten-free, dairy-free pizza.
Detroit style.
So New York. I see. Okay. We just had a super chat come in, by the way.
Got another one from Simon. Nobody knows how much it is. A winky face.
Oh my gosh. Did we get another super chat?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, now we got 10 pen from Alexandra. I donate writing supplies. Thank you.
Hooray.
Thank you for the pens.
Thank you. That's fantastic. So anything else new with you?
I don't think so.
Cool. Let's see, I was in Florida this past weekend.
Yeah.
Doing an event. It's been such a busy start to the year.
Yeah.
Like, holy crap, did I not realize how busy I was going to be this part? Like, because when I started working on, obviously I've been working on the React for months now, but in regards to, like, thinking, like, oh, I'll be able to swing, be right through it January and February, and I'm like, holy crap, I've gotten so little done because I've been gone so much. So yeah, I was in Florida for like I said, this past weekend, hanging out in Tampa, ended up in Orlando. I was 19 minutes away from where we stayed for our honeymoon, Sarah.
Aww.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and now that vlog is complete, but you and I still haven't watched the whole thing together.
No, yeah.
But
But we we lived it together as well. So.
Not the same as watching it
Okay.
later. Yeah, before that, it was a wild kickoff to the NASCAR season, as a lot of you may have heard.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah, we had a driver
Even I
hospitalized.
heard.
Yeah,
Yeah, my dad called me downstairs to see what happened.
yeah.
How can you watch a sport and somebody could just potentially just die on like live television? I can't.
So it's harder for me to answer that question because of the era that I've watched the sport in. One thing I do a lot as the season gets ready to happen is I'll go through and watch a lot of old races from Daytona, which is the track that wreck happened at. Because that was like the OG big Daytona track that they would like have always for sure have video cameras there and catching stuff even from like the 60s. So I always enjoy kind of like going back and like just being like, oh yeah, that happened. However, it's crazy to me how nonchalant they would bring up fatalities back in the 70s. Like they'd be like, well, unfortunately, as you see this replay of a wreck, this person did not survive. On to the starting lineup. All right. And I'm just like, wow. It's just like, it was so, like, the sport was so dangerous back then. Just motorsports in general, so dangerous. And, for me, while there have been both what I've witnessed in person on the short track level, I have seen fatality wrecks and like you said, on TV. But the thing is that as far as like the TV stuff, like NASCAR has become so safe that there's been so many wrecks lately that I've been like, oh my gosh. And then the driver climbs right out. And so this one though, this was literally what I would describe as a worst case scenario. For anyone that doesn't know the accident that happened, the car flipped over so he got turned down the straightaway, hit the wall head on, flipped over from the ricochet effect from the safer walls that they have set up. And then his car did like a rotation and a car came up at full speed and hit right at the driver window while the car's upside down. It's the most vulnerable crash you could have with a stock car. And the last, as I mentioned, I've seen, bad wrecks that ended terribly. The last time I saw a driver lose his life at a racetrack was that exact type of wreck. And when I saw this on TV, I was like, oh, this is not good. And then with the weight and everything now, what I can't believe, and I'm so happy that I'm like, oh my God, is that the driver, Ryan Newman, ended up out of the car, or excuse me, out of the hospital like Wednesday. He walked out of the hospital.
Awesome.
Like
He was
3
in
days.
critical condition. The last I actually looked at it, he was in critical condition. So I guess he got out of critical condition and is now just okay.
Yeah. So
Good
that
Lord.
night, the race happened on Monday because the race rained out on Sunday, and so I didn't actually see the race until delayed. After I got off work, and so I guess what made my scenario less difficult than others is that I didn't have to wait as long to find out how he was doing. So by the time I was done, there was already a report that was out. So I didn't know any of this though. So I saw the wreck and was like, oh my gosh. And I was honestly afraid that I was going to look online and find out the worst. And when I looked online and I read, it was that night that they reported that he was in critical but non-life-threatening condition, I was like, hallelujah. Like, I can't believe it. And then I think, so that happened Monday night, and Tuesday morning was when they posted an update saying that not only was he walking around, I think Monday night they said he was talking with people. Tuesday, because that was the thing, everyone was like, okay, so he's alive, but is he like paralyzed? Like, how bad is his condition? And then on Tuesday, they made a post saying, or excuse me, Wednesday morning, that he's walking around and talking and joking with people. And it was Wednesday afternoon where they posted a video of him walking out with his daughters out of the hospital. And yeah, 2 days later, and he was already walking out. Now he did suffer.
That's amazing.
Yeah, like head injury is what they brought him in for, and that's what he's recovering from. But I mean, in the grand scheme, like, he's doing so much better than a lot of us when we saw the wreck happen thought. And it was, again, it's just such a testament to where racing is. And now I'm like, oh, thank goodness, because when I see a wreck like that, I'm like, please be okay. So I'm even that much more certain whenever I do see a wreck, like, okay, the driver should be all right. So yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna ask you because my dad called me downstairs when he was watching the race, and like he mentioned where like his partner like won the race, and he was like kind of showboating, and my dad was saying, oh, you shouldn't do that, like you have to wait till he's getting out of the car, like. What do you think about that?
So that was a big topic. It was a very interesting and week. So the guy who won, his name is Denny Hamlin. What happened was after the wreck. Now the thing you have to understand is the majority of the communication these drivers get comes from two locations. One is from their spotter that's up on top of the grandstands, and he's the guy basically like walking these drivers through, hey, you have an opening to your left, you have an opening to your right, you have somebody coming up behind you, they're going to make a move. And the reason for that is with all the safety equipment that's in these cars, it's hard for these drivers to see all around them because they want to have the drivers not moving around a lot in the event that there is a wreck. And then the other form of communication comes from the pit box, which is a crew chief, where they discuss what we're going to do to the car and if there's damage, how we're going to fix it, yada yada. After Hamlin crossed the line, obviously the wreck was still occurring as he's taking the win. They say, hey, you got him, you won. The spotter probably, while this happened in front of Denny's car, there's still a chance that like there was maybe not so much of an understanding of how bad the wreck was. And I think that's one of the things is that because of all the stuff moving, all the moving parts after the race, that they said that they just weren't able to really communicate to the driver how bad the wreck was. So he pulled onto the grass and started doing donuts and jumped out of his car. And he's like, yeah. And that's where people have been like, well, maybe chill, because we don't know if, like, you know, someone just got seriously injured or killed here on the front straightaway. Once he made it to victory lane, they were a lot more like, we're happy, but we're also really concerned. But he did get flack for that. I from my opinion, which is what you're asking for, I don't think it's quite fair to go after him like some fans did. Like, I'm not a fan of his by any means. You know, I'm not sitting here like, oh, he's one of my favorites, but I could definitely see where the miscommunication would come in, or the lack of communication. Like, they don't know what the condition is, and it just, everything happened so fast right there, and at that point everyone's probably talking on the radio, and you know, you just don't know. And once they realized it, like, they apologized too, like the owner and the driver apologized, saying like, you know, we just didn't know at the time how serious the incident was. And you know, again, luckily it turned out for the best, and it's something that, you know, we can look back fondly, because that was the thing, is like, once we found out he was okay, I'm like, now I can say that race was just crazy. Like, that race was nuts. It was an amazing event, and luckily it ended well, you know. So yeah, it was crazy. So speaking of crazy, Sarah, you made a spoiler screen because there's a movie that we want to discuss.
All right, take a fucking sip, babes. I'm very proud of this spoiler screen.
And so the way this works is and obviously we'll let you know what we're gonna be spoilering.
Yeah.
We're gonna be talking about the Sonic movies. So if there's anyone who doesn't want spoilers, we're gonna put up a spoiler screen. And what you can do is you can mute the podcast, and once the spoiler screen goes away, you don't have to worry about spoilers. For anyone that is worried about spoilers but hasn't seen the movie yet, you know.
Who is that? Who is that?
We do. All we ask is that you raise your hand and make it obvious. No. So, Sarah, I will allow you to present. Now, is there anyone in the podcast that is avoiding spoilers for the Sonic movie? I won't shame you too hard.
God, no, I don't care.
All right, Sarah, let them see your
He
Sonic.
runs fast and saves the world. Big deal.
Not only does he run fast, but he flosses fast.
Oh, God.
God bless the person that put this GIF online. Thank you.
Oh, no.
Oh boy.
You're thanking somebody who brought a video camera into a movie theater.
Yes.
And it was like,
For the greater good. For the greater good.
I was like, it's funny because they purposely did not include this in the trailer. Like, the scene where
They knew
I
they were
have
doing.
no idea.
Yeah, they did a whole different dance where he's like, I have no idea.
Wow.
And
This is gonna be on the
So
screen
soon.
for minutes.
Actually, we're just gonna leave this up. So so who here has seen Sonic?
I have.
Unfortunately.
I'm saying
Not
otherwise,
unfortunately. It wasn't bad.
Okay, so first off, since we have the flossing on screen, I'm just gonna make a quick comment on this.
Yeah.
This is a rule for any of you future directors, anyone that's editing a movie, anyone that's making a movie. I get that it's topical, but you get one. You get one floss joke per movie.
Yeah.
They did it twice in this movie, and I went, no.
Yeah, like that whole thing, like it was like, oh, this is gonna make the movie feel dated in 10 years. Like super dated.
10.
I feel like it's made the movie feel dated now.
So, what did everyone think of Sonic?
Solid 6.
That's actually pretty good.
It's not a bad rating. Yeah, it's what it was.
I feel like this is gonna be unanimous because I feel like a 6 is the right
Yeah.
grade for this.
6 is right, and I feel like it's one of the better, cartoon character in real world sort of movies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on the visual
that
workover?
high bar.
Oh, I know, exactly. That's why it's
This,
a
like,
6.
You know, out of all the piles of shit in this yard, that one looks the best.
This, like, how many times can we, like, again, it's a 6, but, like, how many times can we do this plot, y'all? Like, I am getting so tired.
At
Yeah.
least once more.
FBI
Wait,
or
which-
policeman or detective meets a cartoon character.
Which is why I think I'm more optimistic for the sequel, because I think
Yes.
like now that like okay, people like Sonic can work, so with the sequel, I think they'll be able to like okay, let's bring in all the other Sonic stuff.
Exactly. So I give it a 5 out of 10, and the reason why is that I there's so much like suit nonsense in this, where I'm sure the suits from Paramount are the ones who are like, this is what we want. Like, we just take Sonic, plug him in, do a stupid like Smurf movie. And I give credit to the folks who work on this movie, the animators. There's a couple of things that shine through that carry this movie. Like, Sonic is fun. I'll give him that. He can be annoying, but he's not unbearable. I actually care a little bit about him in this movie.
Mhm.
And also the voice acting elevates it as well. But like the first few minutes of the movie, I was like, this is fun. I like this world. I want to stay in this world. The echidnas and the owl lady and all that looks fun. And as soon as we left it, I'm like, this sucks. I'm so sick of this stump trope of going to Earth, meeting friend, and driving in car. Like, I'm so done with this. Like, it is so tiring. And like, I'm glad that folks like this movie. I really think that half of them are in denial. It's like, okay, no, I'm serious, because there are folks like, this is the fucking get out of the way, Citizen Kane. Like, and it's like, okay, like, God, I'm glad you all liked it, but like, it's not the second coming of Christ. Like, it's okay, and that's okay. Here's hoping that this is enough street cred for it to get a bit more liberty in the next film, because like, I don't want to go back to Human World. This doesn't mesh well. Like, if it's just Jim Carrey surrounded by a bunch of animated creatures, I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Like that's
I'll watch that all
I
day
would
long.
love that.
that'd be fine.
Who do we need to pay to get that movie?
Oh my
Apparently
God.
Paramount.
You're right, though. You're so right.
And drive-in car, I love it.
They
Cop Guy, I don't care about Cop Guy. I don't care about his wife. I don't care about anybody. Jim Carrey was interesting, but I'm a little bit confused. Where I'm like, okay, where does Robotnik begin and Jim Carrey ends? Like it's
Yeah, I think that's basically Jim Carrey in all of his roles. Where it's just like, I mean, there's a reason why they hire him for certain specific sort of characters, because he definitely has an aura and a type that he loves to play.
I think they were like trying to do like a Descent into Madness type of thing, but the thing is, Jim Carrey's already mad.
Yeah.
Aren't we all?
Descent
I
into
did-
my already self.
Yeah, I did
Yeah.
love that they gave Jim Carrey just like 3 whole minutes of him just doing whatever the fuck he wanted.
Yeah.
I want to hope that's in his
you.
contract.
There's this entire thing, though. I have a complaint in the movie.
Okay.
Where, shocking, where
Only
there's
one.
the entire thing about like, okay, Robotnik gets like Sonic's energy, and now he can move fast too.
Yeah.
But Sonic is like going faster than the speed of sound, like times 100. Like it's like reality slows down, which makes me think, okay, not only can he move fast, but he can think fast. But Robotnik just plugged into his machine. I'm like, dude, Robotnik, like he couldn't react quick enough to anything. He would have like
He'd be
crashed
dead.
to the ground.
He would be
Something,
dead.
yeah. He
Same.
would have melted against.
That's why he needs to make Metal Sonic in the next movie. That'd be awesome.
Whoa, actual lore.
Oh, I when I was in the theater, when Robotnik was defeated, this little kid went, "Yeah!" and started clapping, and I was like,
Oh, I gotta tell you the thing that happened in my theater. Like, there's a moment where like Sonic, like he's like gets really injured and he's like not waking up, and then this one kid said, "Sonic the Hedgehog is dead." Just yelled that.
like genuinely said that.
Yeah.
Sonic, no.
I have to comment on a character in this movie that I wanted to like rip the screen apart.
Yeah.
So
Oh, I
the cop dude date is engaged, married? I don't know.
He's married.
He's married to that black lady. Cool, whatever. That black lady's sister.
Yeah.
I hated everything about her character.
Yeah.
Be like, I told you, sugar, he's not good for you. No, that man's no good for you. I was
She
like,
felt like she was from a
fucking-
Michael Bay Transformers movie.
I was like, fucking kill me. I hate this character type so much. I was like, yes, I get it. She's black. Next. Like, that's like, so annoying.
Oh.
Oh, that's just apartment that I was looking at on Zillow.
Oh yeah, the product placement in this movie was very on the nose.
Right.
I did love the
Hated
Olive
it.
Garden endless pasta joke.
No.
though. Like, I
No,
love that.
no,
I loved it.
no,
Shut up.
absolutely not. Absolutely not. I don't care if they're being clever. It's Olive Garden in a movie. Can you imagine that happened in Lord of the Rings if they gave like Frodo a Subway gift card for going to Mount Doom? Like, come on. Like,
But no, it's totally different. Lord of the Rings doesn't take place in a place where Olive Garden even exists.
Yeah, it'd be
and-
if you said
and blue
McDonald's.
hedgehogs. I
This
think
Elven Way bread is brought to you by Olive Garden.
it's not the worst, but like at the same time, any kind of product placement like that's that up front, it just immediately just halts the movie for me, and I'm like, well, this sucks. Like this absolutely sucks.
The Zillow legitimately, all of a sudden, I'm like, wait, are we in a commercial? The way it like zoomed on the screen and
Are we
everything.
watching
I'm
Truman
like,
Show?
I was like, what
Oh,
the
shit.
hell?
Which movie was it that used like Ask Jeeves one time for their search engine? It was,
How unrealistic.
I think it might have been like Die Hard 3, and they're like on Ask Jeeves. I'm like, oh yeah, sure, Ask Jeeves or something.
So, speaking of Paramount, Overwatch League Dude 2000 sent us a super chat that says Paramount does what Nintendo don't.
Harkening back to-
Don't-
Succinctly said.
Yeah, I guess like the going back to it about like the whole plot of character rides in car. I feel like this one needs a little bit more convincing because I'm like, the dude can literally like cover the span of America in like 3 minutes. He
But
can't
doesn't
find
know
San
where
Francisco.
San Francisco
Even
is. That's-
faster, I think.
But
Yeah, because he went to the Pacific Ocean
but
from
there's
Montana.
yeah, but
Right,
there's
like,
freeway
what the-
signs. Like you can figure this out. I can't go by myself.
That's the thing about having the super speed.
Well,
that he
that's because
has.
he's just lonely. He just wants an excuse.
Yeah.
Nah, but even then, like,
True.
I'm confused with the super speed stuff, and it's like, shouldn't like Robotnik be able to even like think at all? You can just kick him in the face a million times. Like,
I-
you don't even know it.
Well, the thing is, like, Robotnik is also super smart.
Yeah, but he can't move faster than the speed of light or whatever Sonic's doing. Whatever.
Well, here's no. Well, I was gonna say in my regard, I just took it as like
That's an inconsistency. That's truly inconsistent. I'm just being real.
the way I read it, which obviously would need more explanation, but I guess my way of convincing myself of why this made sense, I don't know why I went through that much trouble, is I just figured that like the device he had was more of like a time machine type of device. So
It probably does all the functioning, like, and thinking for him.
so that was where I was like, okay, so it's not like he's moving fast, it slows down time. I don't know. That was my only like thing where I went, okay.
Man,
like
since-
if he started
Yeah,
Ever
writing
since that X-Men movie, everybody's been trying to top that whole time in a bottle scene. And I'm just like, you can't.
The Quicksilver.
You fucking
Yeah.
can't. You
That's
can't
gonna be hard to
top-
do. But I mean, for what it's worth, it's Sonic. It's a kids movie. It's for families. and
Excuse
it's
me.
what they have to do.
a kids movie?
Have you played a Sonic game before?
I have.
Which one?
The really old
Oh
one.
man, now we're serious. I've played the original. I played Sonic 2. I think Sonic 3. I don't know. I got all my Sega Genesis games, funny enough, sitting like 10 feet away right now because I've been going through all my garage stuff.
There were a few jingles in the movie that harken back to the soundtrack, but I'm
Green
surprised there
Valley.
wasn't.
Yeah.
There should be more though.
Yeah.
I love the
All right, whatever.
the
The
carnival
Sonic, whatever.
theme. But yeah, no, I mean it wasn't as so. I actually expected them to make at least one reference back to his original design, like them to have like a wanted
In an
poster.
extremely handsome package.
Oh, Sonic.
I'm pretty sure that line was added because
There was the Sanic.
Yep. The Sonic.
The
theme added
Sanic
in.
drawing.
Oh my god! I was like, stop it!
You know, I get kids movies, but this is another one. This like kind of goes back to my flossing rant.
Mm-hmm.
Like, well-placed fart humor is good, but why just have Sonic fart out of nowhere?
Yeah, that was weird.
I was like, is this a fetish?
Yeah. No.
Like-
Probably not.
Race,
Probably
it's the internet.
not.
Everything's a
Oh,
fetish.
oh no, you know it is. It's the Sonic fan.
No.
Well, there we go. We've insulted them all now.
Well, if they wish to share their thoughts, they can leave a super chat. We'll discuss.
True. Anyone else?
Oh my
wanna-
god! Actually, please. Please don't.
Anyone else have thoughts for Sonic, or are we ready to move on?
I
Move
thought
on.
it was fun.
It was a movie.
It was a good popcorn flick, or maybe I should just say it was a popcorn flick. But it was harmless. So next movie that we actually have, and we have a question mark next to this one because we don't know how many people have seen it or if people are trying to avoid it. Call of the Wild. Is there anyone who has seen it yet?
I didn't even know it came out yet.
And
No.
Hey, I'm not the only one.
and are you guys? Is there anyone here that's avoiding anything about it?
Nope.
Nope, I do not care.
All right. So
I
are we
read the
good?
book in like the 4th grade.
Cool. You want
It's
to
a
put
good
up
book.
So again, if anyone's avoiding spoilers for Call of the Wild, which I think since it sounds like it'll mostly be, are Sarah and I the only two that have seen this?
It seems
Seems
like
that way.
Okay. actually, there is a point I want to make, and it is going to be very spoilery. So again, if anyone wants to avoid Call of the Wild spoilers that is watching, now is your chance to mute the podcast and yeah. When the spoiler screen goes away, then you're safe to return. Because this one, like I said, there's one thing I wanted to discuss in this, and it is what you could consider a big spoiler if you haven't read the book. Which, I don't even know if I've read this book.
I don't think I read this book. I think I might have borrowed it from a teacher, read like the first few pages, and then forgot about it, and then I figured out that I still had it like 10 years later.
So,
I think I've
Sarah,
also done that.
what did you think
There-
of Column? Oh, go on, Paleo.
Oh, I was gonna say there is one thing that confused me about this movie because like I had seen it on release calendars for a while and it was listed under animation, and I was like, oh, it's gonna be an animated movie based on Call of the Wild. Oh, that's neat, I guess. But then the trailer came out. I was like, wait, what? What is this?
Yeah.
Why are they having a human act out a dog?
They did do that.
Yeah, they did. And
So we had questions. Paleo, have you seen the movie or no?
No.
Okay,
No.
so we obviously
Hero,
have
have
a...
you seen it?
No.
PanamaMatt, have you seen Call of the Wild?
I have not.
Laura, what do you think about Call of the Wild?
I think it looks like a video game cutscene, and I did not see it.
Okay. Saberspark, have you seen Call of the Wild? Not yet. Not yet. I honestly thought it was going to be a stream movie on Disney Plus, and I thought
Right.
Harrison Ford, just a fantastic actor. Can't wait to see what he can do.
Oh, no, just you wait. Sarah, have you seen Call of the Wild?
yeah.
Okay. The big question that we had was, why the hell did they go the route of using a CGI dog?
Well, you and Gabe asked that, and I was like, well, because it's Call of the Wild, and it's gonna be the main character's the dog, and it's gonna go through a whole bunch of shit. It's gonna jump in water. It's gonna get hit by people.
Why not make the entire movie animated then?
I know.
Right?
I know.
Look, guys. All I'm saying is, if you do watch this, you're gonna get a lot of Balto vibes, and then that'll answer your question. It's just Balto again.
I'll have you know that 47 pigs died during the filming of Babe. Never again.
So
They actually used like 47 pigs for the Charlotte's Web like remake.
Yeah.
I will.
What?
I will say that having seen the movie, I actually was like, okay, that's it. It would have made. I feel like this movie makes more sense, I guess, with them going the route. Like, I could see why they decided to use the CGI dog instead of a actual dog. It was. I mean, what did you think of it?
I thought it was fine. I'd say it was like maybe a 6.5 or a 7.
They did their best to convince us that the entire movie was Harrison Ford and this dog.
Yeah, like that's only half of the movie.
Yeah, like,
This dog is like with other people and a whole pack of dogs. Like
Yeah,
he's a
this-
sled dog
this
for like
black-
half of the movie.
Black French guy shows up, and I'm like, who's this? Oh, he must be like a quick character, and we spend half the movie with him.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Okay,
I didn't.
And
even...
I really liked that half a lot better than the half with Harrison Ford, honestly.
Well, it was a happier half, I guess you could say.
I guess so. Yeah.
But yeah,
And
so
yeah, and like
Sarah,
yeah.
well, what were you gonna
I
say?
mean, there's more dogs, and they each all like this. It since it's I feel like the book gave the dog like this whole personality and all that stuff, and I think that's better captured with like the CGI. Of course, like probably could have made the whole movie animated. I get that.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I don't know. It is what it is.
I just all I'm saying, and this is where it dives into heavy spoiler territory.
Yeah.
So the last warning is that Sarah was expecting to go into this. She was like,
I was expecting it to be like all the other fucking dog movies where the dog dies at the end and everybody's sad.
But
the dog
the
lives.
twist is
and-
that the dog is the one that lives.
and Harrison Ford dies.
Well, I was gonna just say everyone else dies.
Well, not everyone else dies though, because the French man just has to leave because he was fired.
Oh, he died.
Okay.
Everyone died.
And then there's this one dude that's the villain guy, and he's got gold fever. And he really wants that gold so
I'm
much
assuming this
that
guy
he
was in the-
antagonizes an old man.
I'm assuming he was in the book, but I was like, this bad guy feels so unnecessary. Like, it's like they're like, let's make a really cool dog and man movie, which I get that it's based off of Call of the Wild, but I don't know. Wasn't this movie at one point called The Call?
No.
I thought it was. And I did think, actually, at one point it was only going to go onto Disney+. I was just confused with this movie. But, at least with the pre-stuff. But, yeah, I mean, I would describe this as a nice movie. In the sense that I liked the, the settings or whatnot. Yeah. I enjoy out in the wilderness type movies. And yeah. And everyone dies, so.
Except for the dog.
Except for the dog. So, yeah.
I'm so tired of dog movies, y'all. I just feel like most dog movies just are made to, be a cry factory. And, I feel like some people are like, crying at a movie means that it's good. And I'm just like, no, not really. I don't know, I'm tired of it.
Now look here, Sonic was pretty good when I cried to it. Yeah. So, I don't know what you're talking about.
I cried when he flossed.
So beautiful.
So
I think a lot of people cried when he flossed.
So that's Call of the Wild. Anything else you want to add to that? Or anyone else have any thoughts that you didn't see it? So,
Nope.
Okay. Nope. All right, so we will put that spoiler screen away. Let's see here. So, I mean, at this point in the podcast, are there any random topics anyone's got?
I think we've been doing pretty good with them as we've been going.
We have been.
Have you all watched any other films? Like anybody else watch any other films this week?
There was Harley Quinn. Y'all didn't talk about that last week, did you? Or last time?
I think all we talked about was that Sonic ruined Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
I don't think we talked about the movie though. Why did you
Does anybody want to?
Is there
I liked it.
I mean, if you have to ask.
I'll just say I liked it, and then that'll be it. If nobody else wants to talk about it.
It was fun.
Yeah.
That was another movie that made me cry.
So I'm trying to go through old school movies. I feel like I've missed a lot.
Oh.
And I started this week with King Kong, 1933. I've seen parts of it. Yes, it's. I saw the Jackson one. I of course know of the 1933 one and parts of it. Have any of you seen it?
The 1933
years.
The original.
I have not. I had it on my DVR box before my DVR box shot its foot.
Anybody else?
Not for many, many years.
I think I've seen like bits and pieces of it, but I don't think I've ever sat down and watched the whole thing.
Okay. I was impressed, really impressed, like to see what they were able to pull off. Oh, by the way, if you're a fan of dummies, there's so many great shots of dummies like falling in this movie. It's the best, where they're all limp noodle arms, and there's also some pretty interesting shots where it's like how they pull that off at the time.
Yeah, because it's like the early 30s, so it's like what technology did you have to make this?
Jim told me that like Ray Harryhausen, it was like really inspired by it, and that like. Because there's some shots where, like, the camera is zooming in on the model of the, like, Stegosaurus, and it's kind of panning from the left to the right of it. But then you have two human characters walking near it, like they're near a dinosaur, and get the proportions right. And it's like, that's incredible. Like, for the 1930s, that is incredible. And it's cool to composite the shots with, like, here's the model, and here's some of the human actors running past it. It's great. Like it's really charming, and also compare this to Peter Jackson's film. They don't get to the islands like 45 minutes in. They're like halfway through the movie by that point in the original.
Yeah,
where they're
like, King Kong the original is like only an hour and a half. Like
it's short. It ends fast. Where like the monkey, like they're like he's dead. 'Twas beauty that killed the beast. Fade out. But one of my favorite things, one of the moments that shocked me of all things, is like because the human actors are like very textbook old schooly with like I'm a guy, I'm a girl, she's always screaming. And on the boat, the captain or the assistant to the captain, the love interest guy, he's talking to the girl. And he's like, I don't like women on my ship. Women are bad luck. And at the end of their voyage, when they get into the Skull Island, he's like, well, I kind of like you now. And she's like, well, I thought you said you hate women. And he's like, I do, but I like you. And it's like, holy shit, like just straight up sexism in this movie.
I want to correct myself real quick. I have seen this. For some reason I was thinking I still needed to see it, but I have seen it. When you were describing it, I'm like, wait. So yeah, no, I have seen this one.
What gets me so much though is to think about like the time, like that went like from 1933 to 1954. Like 1954 when Godzilla came out. That's a pretty big gap, which is like really impressive for King Kong. What they were able to pull off. Like that was very advanced for the time. So yeah, I thought that was really cool. And it's like one of those films where it's like visually, like you guys broke ground, and not only broke ground, like you set trends. Like this is what inspires.
One version I still want to watch because everybody talks about like the original and the Peter Jackson version, but nobody really talks about the 1976 version.
Oh, 76.
Yep, I've seen that one too.
Yeah.
That was weird.
I've never seen that one. I'll have to check it out sometime.
That's the one with who's in that one? Now I'm forgetting. I was gonna look it up and I don't see it. So
there's a shot in the 33 one where they like there's a girl falling from a building and they like composite her out when she's falling, so she looks like spider legs as she's falling. It's fantastic.
Wasn't that the? Remind me, but isn't there like a random lady that he just like reaches in and tosses her? And
yes, it's great. Again, there's so many dummies or like miniature figurines, or I'm not sure how they do it, but something's a dummy, and they just throw it. Like when King Kong falls off the Empire State Building, he's ragdolling all the way down. It's hilarious. So
yeah,
especially about that.
Jeff Bridges is the one in the 1976 King Kong.
Really, Jeff Bridges?
Yeah.
Wow.
I've seen that one too. I don't.
Yeah, it's the one where he's
much.
standing on the two towers, the twin towers.
Oh, you know what's weird? It's like
With oh god, I can't recall. Yeah, but that was interesting. It should be interesting because I saw the King Kong one with Samuel Jackson like a few years ago.
Kong Skull Island.
That was fine. I thought it was okay, and makes me wonder how this Godzilla fight's going to go down because that seems very one-sided.
Yeah, that's going to come out in November, I think.
Yep, there was going to be in March, but they're like, we need more time. So
yeah,
so that raises the question, Saber. Who would win, a silverback gorilla or a grizzly bear?
God, it's back.
do you really want to open this can of worms? I'll throw it down. I want to open it up to other folks though. Any other films people have watched this past week? Things that are like unique or something they got like, I don't know, thought provoking for you.
Well, you and I watched Jojo Rabbit.
Yeah, we did. That was
nice.
that was
delightful. I liked it a lot.
charming and dark.
Yes.
Has anybody else seen Jojo Rabbit yet?
Yeah, we saw it. That was a pleasant surprise.
I really liked that one.
Yeah, I love the kid, the little kid with the
chubby boy.
Yeah, with the glasses.
Oh my god, he's the best character.
I'm like, this is fantastic. I was so afraid. I'm like, please don't die.
Right?
There were people who were upset about the movie, being like, "This is insulting to the Jewish people who actually went through the war." And it's like, guys, shut the fuck up. I'm sorry,
guys.
Like,
It's satire.
It's satire. Like you gotta, you know. Honestly, I feel like most of the folks who are offended aren't even like Jewish. They're just they want to be upset.
Mm-hmm.
So, because like that's like getting upset at like the Great Dictator, where it's like obviously shitting on Hitler. So
yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, me and Hiro actually watched a documentary called Not for Resale, which is
I'm gonna watch that.
Yeah, it's a movie about video game stores, like brick and mortar video game stores, and how like things are just changing with like digital distribution and everything. It was interesting. It actually had somebody from North Carolina in there.
Where I used to go to play rhythm games before we got around one here. called Lost Ark. It's in Greensboro, and yeah, the owner of that store, who's like literally one of the nicest human beings on the planet, he was in the documentary. I was like, oh, it's Dan. Hey, Dan.
That's awesome. Laura, you recently saw Color Out of Space like a few weeks ago, right?
Oh yeah, that was a bit ago though.
That
And
was
no one else had seen it, and then I just kind of stopped talking about it because no one else knew about it.
I wanted to bring it up though, because like I still look at Lovecraft movies as like potential. How would you rate that one as far as like a Lovecraft film?
What else would you consider a Lovecraft film?
Exactly. Like, would you say that it's a good step forward, or would you say it's like there's room for improvement, or like I guess
Like, are you asking me to compare it to other films that I would consider Lovecraft films? Because I don't know if there's a ton.
There really aren't.
Like there are things where things like
let me rephrase.
Annihilation and like John Carpenter's The Thing really deal with like that kind of cosmic horror very well. And
Do you think that this could lead to more Lovecraft films?
I hope so. I think when I first heard about this, I was like, because I had some familiarity with the story where it's literally based on Lovecraft's fear of not understanding basic science, and he wrote the story about this color that came from space, and it was no color that anybody ever seen before, and because it was unknown, it was evil. And it's like it's as ridiculous as it sounds when you're reading it, but like the way it's written, and like if you actually get into it, it's like, oh, that's creepy. Like I can see how that's kind of cool. And I thought this movie was gonna be terrible. I was like, this is gonna be stupid. Like there's no possible way you can make this and actually have it work. But they did a really good job with it, and I was like pleasantly surprised by it.
All right, word.
I got 3 movies for you, Saber.
What's up?
3, and I think all 3 of these are probably going to be ones that people might be surprised that I hadn't seen yet, because they're not new. The first one is Hot Fuzz.
Yeah.
What?
Yes.
Oh. You've seen Shaun of the Dead, right?
I saw Shaun of the Dead years ago.
Okay, good.
So I finally saw Hot Fuzz. I don't know if there's any discussion anyone wants to jump in on that.
I love
What were
that
your
movie.
thoughts?
That's it.
That movie's timing and where they cut their shots, it's like fantastic.
Oh yeah,
editing.
like Edgar Wright's stuff is really good.
Brain freeze? No, brain wave.
I had so I remember editing a Bronies React a long time ago, and there was a reference to Hot Fuzz in it, and I grabbed a clip for it, and it was when everyone's saying the greater good. And
Greater good.
and
For the greater good.
and so yeah, it was about time. I started watching this movie, I think maybe 2 years ago, and then I stopped because I was watching it on a plane, and I'm like, I think Sarah might enjoy this movie. Did you?
Yeah.
Do you like it?
Yeah.
It's a delightfully weird film.
Yeah.
So yeah. So.
Mm-hmm. People that want to avoid spoilers in this movie, because it is an actual mystery type.
No, exactly. About to say there's a mystery to it. That's cool how it unravels.
What were your thoughts about the 2 church scenes?
I don't think Sarah liked one of them.
I know exactly which one.
I don't actually. Was it the first or the second one, Sarah?
I don't remember. I'm trying to remember.
I don't know. Both. I'll just say both.
I'll say the first one was big. The second one was little.
Oh, I didn't like it either. No bueno. I had to look away quite a few times in this movie. I don't like that stuff.
What were the other 2 films you saw, Race?
Okay, so this one, the next 2 might be surprises because they're actually Disney movies that I haven't seen before, and I know Sarah's got something to say about this first one. So we were scrolling through Disney Plus, and Sarah goes, "You haven't seen Home on the Range?"
Yeah. Okay. I had to show him. I had to show him Home on the Range because of the twist with the villain. And plus the villain's voiced by the guy who plays Cousin Eddie in Christmas Vacation. So I figured that he would already enjoy that.
Randy Quaid? That's Randy Quaid. Oh my God, you're right.
Oh yeah.
Because Randy Quaid was able to get work that long ago. He's gone off the deep end.
Yeah.
what do you all think of that?
It's. I mean, I prefaced it being like, this isn't a very good movie, but I think you'll enjoy it. And like, I 100% only showed him this movie just because of that twist with the villain.
Like all of a sudden, everything just went Technicolor, and oh my god,
It's trippy. It's trippy.
I
So
love it.
obviously, compared to other Disney films, it's like a far cry of quality,
Right.
and it's a very just like this feels like it's a direct-to-video movie.
Yeah.
Villain's fun. I agree with you. There's a little twist with the villain where it's like, oh, it's kind of fun for a song, but after that, it's like, okay, I'm done. We're done here.
Yeah.
I just love how that movie starts with like Roseanne narrating, like,
Yeah.
yeah, stop staring. Yes, they're real.
Okay, I was
Yeah, they're real.
gonna bring that up. I was so caught off
Disney
guard
movie.
when we were making boob jokes with udders. I was like, whoa.
And then there's like a bar fight that breaks out, and one of the ladies falls off the stage, and someone catches her, and then like the wig falls off, and the guy that catches them is like, Dad? And it was like, Song! Like they were dressed in drag at the saloon.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
There's
So
a lot of like
And
those
Disney
kinds of jokes. Like it's weird.
yeah. So
I
my
enjoyed
family
it.
saw that movie. I remember them going to see that movie in theaters, and for some reason I didn't go with them. And now that I've seen it, I have no idea why. So yeah, so I saw Home on the Range. Sarah was very excited about introducing me to that specific scene. And what was funny, side note, is Disney Plus has a weird issue when you're trying to
Oh my God.
scroll.
I had it. Yeah, there was a weird issue that happened where he asked me to rewind, and I think it was because of that bar fight scene. I was
Yeah.
like, "Did you see that joke?" And he was like, "No." So I rewound it, and for some reason,
I was eating a burrito. I looked down for the wrong second.
And for some reason, when I rewound it, it skipped forward like exactly to where the villain twist thing happens, and I was like, "No!"
She basically threw the controller through our television, and I was like, oh.
I paused so fast. I was like, "Jeffrey, get out of the room! Go out of the room! I have to rewind."
She kicked me. Yeah, she sent me to bed. So that was the second of three movies, and then there was
Oh
the
my God.
third movie, which I had never seen before this week.
Yeah.
The Three Caballeros.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I had forgotten because I hadn't seen this movie in a while. Donald is so fucking horny in the Three Caballeros.
And the other two are just in
Cock
his
blocking.
way.
It's incredible. It's like it's almost like three guys are celebrating one of their friends' birthdays.
Yeah.
And they're like, dude, we gotta get him.
yeah.
We gotta get him laid. But then every opportunity that he has to get laid, they're like, nope, just kidding. I was wow. Yeah. It was the cock block, horny Donald. Good lord.
The movie.
The
Donald
movie.
to be happy. Why can't that lad be happy?
What can't be happy?
Because it's funny.
Donald.
Oh,
Donald
yeah.
always has to do some stupid.
Oh yeah, that's where
thing.
it's like revealed that his birthday is Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
Like no specific no specific month or anything, just Friday the 13th.
Yeah, just always on Friday.
Mm. So yeah.
Watch Robin Hood again.
Yeah. That's a good one.
Which one?
Oh, 17-0.
The Taron Egerton one.
That movie's got some inconsistencies with its animation, where it's like, what the hell? You're switching outfits like all the time. You
I
can tell that they were trying to keep it cheap, where they're like, just use the same animation. Just go for it.
I have history with that movie. I'm sure I brought this up more than once on this podcast, but when I was a kid, I guess so we had a table with really sharp corners because that was the best thing to have around me.
Yes. This explains so much.
Yeah, and but when I was a kid, and probably even today, if I watched it, I'd lose it. Like apparently, I thought my parents would say I thought it was the greatest comedy in the world just during the intro scene where everyone's chasing each other. Like, apparently I'd lose it every time. Every time with that music. Plus, can we
'cause they weren't
appreciate
chasing,
it
they were
as
racing.
it's the OG hamster dance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
As we all do horrible impressions of it.
Yep.
Thanks.
So, thanks.
Uh,
Yeah, no, so I just figured good topic. I ought to bring up those. I had to check. I'm like, I think I saw some stuff recently. Yeah, Three Caballeros was one where I'm like, it's been too long that I've not seen this. So, finally saw. Dude, that movie, by the way, goes on a freaking acid trip. It's got like some
Oh, yeah, it
fairly
does.
linear, and then it just goes balls to the wall.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Lady turns
What's
into
it
a
called again,
cactus.
Paleo? The box era or something like that, Paleo?
The package era.
Package era, that's right.
What's that?
box packages, you know.
It's the era it's the Disney era that Three Caballeros is from. It's like it comes with like it's from like Saludos Amigos to The Adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Toad, because like all those movies are just a compilation of like smaller things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Huh.
Fun and fancy.
You said
free.
George Costanza?
Sound
What?
like
You just said something. I sound like you said George Costanza.
He said interesting.
Oh,
I
me?
have no idea how I got George Costanza out of that. Okay.
Well, you guys ready to jump into some Q&A?
Sure.
Sure.
All right. Nor Mermaid sent us a super chat. And question is, Nora says, my question is for my favorite
Okay.
Laura. Hey, boo. My question is, who is cuter? Oh, good luck. Lammy, Danny, or Lila?
It's not even fair.
Oh, having to choose.
That's an impossible question. Is Laura even there?
She
Laura?
probably left. Like, she was like, I can't answer this.
She might have stepped away. All right, next question for now. We can double back.
We'll come back to that because we will force her to answer. And
Oh,
again,
I see her mic's moving. Laura, you
Hello?
there?
Hi.
There's a question for you.
I heard I've been here, just I didn't realize my mic had stopped working.
oh,
Yeah, so I also heard George Costanza, and I was
Thank
also
you.
commenting on that. So
is that? who-
I guess no one heard that I was also agreeing with that, but
It went completely
but in
Hero
answer
felt
to
so
the
alone.
question, I can't answer that question. It's just not right.
It's just...
Well,
Oh God, are you okay?
yeah, you know that when you choke on a laugh, like, oh god.
can't choose.
Lamb.
There's no right answer.
Jack
They're all
Wilson
so
here,
good.
man.
Sarah throws it down.
I'm biased because my stuffed animal that I grew up with is also named Lammy. So.
Oh, the boy.
How old is Danny?
She will be 3 this year, I think.
So I mean,
Time flies.
Lammy does have the street cred as far as
Hmm.
been
He is
around.
5 times as old as her. So.
Cred! Lammy!
Straight nuts. Lanny would run from anything.
He's a straight up gangster.
Yes.
Wears that hat sideways. Anime Guy 01 says, okay, all right. Since this was a topic, now we can get into the good sides of this. Favorite Chicago style dish?
So for like any food?
I think so.
Yeah.
Do they,
What
do they
does
have other
Chicago have its own
styles?
style of
Right.
pizza?
It has its own style of a hot dog and pizza. I know that.
I think that's a weird question. Say Chicago style. Just say Chicago like cuisine, I suppose.
Well,
Is there
you
Chicago
can
cuisine?
correct Anime Guy.
Yeah, of course there is.
Chicago. Wait. What is the character on BoJack that says like Chicago style everything?
That's
Oh,
true.
that guy,
This
what-
guy,
That's
yeah.
true. That's true.
Yeah, guy says like Chicago style nachos.
Something I really like that they have, they call them Italian beefs, and these big old like pseudo hot dog like sandwiches with slices of beef and like pepper, like green pepper and chilies, and it's just really good. I love that stuff. And like usually a steamed roll, good stuff.
And then you get it with that cheese, and it's just yes. I'm gonna
Or you would hate it.
I'm gonna say the deep dish. Like that's always a treat to grab some of that. It like to me, I feel like it's a whole event in itself. Is just
I'll just say anything at Portillo's.
yeah.
Oh my god, the Portillo's cheese fries are like great.
So
Things are
wonderful. Like
Tasty.
and then their chocolate cake shake and their hot dogs with cheese.
Sounds
Are you gonna be okay?
What's happening right now?
He's having a moment.
You coming in your pants, something?
You know me. When am I not?
You guys are
we
pants
can't.
on the podcast?
We can't take him anywhere.
All right, Sarah. What do we say we dive into some of these?
On Twitter, we
Yeah.
got Ozzy out saying, "Are excited to see that there's going to be a Hamilton movie with the original cast."
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
It's gonna be interesting.
Make it available for
Well-
the people to see.
Yeah.
So it's a
I'm-
recording of the Broadway performance, the last one that the original cast did. It's not like a movie in the sense.
Yeah,
that
it's
they're
not like
Right.
I was gonna say I was like it's a recording of the
Right.
performance.
Yeah.
It's not like a movie.
Mm-hmm.
But
Like
I'm
this has
excited
been
for it
a
'cause-
thing that's been going on for like since the original cast stopped doing the play. Like it's been in the works since then. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, between this
I'm
and the
excited.
SpongeBob musical, I hope that more musicals get put
Sorry,
out
there's a
there.
SpongeBob musical.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's
there
good.
is.
It's
Apparently,
really
it's real
good.
good.
It's amazing.
Did you know that
I'm
that's out
very
here?
confused.
What? The SpongeBob music?
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
At least I think it is. I saw ads for it.
Cool.
Sarah's like, bye. Waddles has a question. I'm just going to read it as it is. Did you know that Planters is trying to do a campaign ad by killing Mr. Peanut to Baby Nut in order to make meme, but it's been removed by Twitter for violating rules?
What? I didn't know about the last part.
What? Whoa! I did not know about that part.
Oh,
What
yeah.
rule?
I haven't, I don't know.
Is it because it was
violence?
called Baby Nut?
Maybe.
Laura, please.
Hey, I didn't decide. This sounds like a good idea. This made it through all of my
What?
advertising people that I pay hundreds of thousands of dollars for. I'm gonna put this on Twitter to represent my company.
Have we
Let's
really,
kill
That was
off a
not my
beloved
choice.
mascot.
Have we talked about like really talked about that whole thing? Planters kills off Mr. Peanut in like a car accident,
No.
and then
The Kool-Aid
Super Bowl
Man's
ad.
tears bring him back to life in the form of
Why-
Baby Nut.
why is-
Wait, is that no? We have to stop. Is that the lore?
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Literally, Mr.
Yeah,
Clean
it's-
and the
it's-
Kool-Aid Man were at
Is
Mr.
that
Peanut's
canon?
funeral.
yeah, it happened in the Super Bowl commercial they made.
Oh,
Like they had a funeral and everything.
Oh God.
I just want to think how many meetings this got through with people saying, "Yeah, it sounds good. Kids these days are hip to that."
Yeah.
Right?
But
Like,
why?
Who let this go?
Why Kool-Aid Man? Or why Mr. What the fuck they're
They were
called?
probably the only people that were like, "Yeah, I'll."
But why? Like, did
Do
they
this.
need mascots? Like, why would like is Kool-Aid part of a peanut? Like,
Yeah, there you go, Hero. There's the commercial.
I think they wanted to have a sense of mascot community.
and so they had
Yeah,
two
Mr.
shows.
Clean's
Mascot
there.
community.
No, like literally all of the fucking mascots of all these fucking brands started like talking about like, oh man, Mr. Peanut,
mascot
R.I.P.
cinematic
Mr.
universe.
Peanut. They were jumping all over this shit, and then Mr.
I
Clean
hope
and the
sure they
Kool-Aid
were.
Man were the only people that actually showed up to his goddamn funeral.
Where was Ronald McDonald?
Yeah.
Where was? That's the only one I can think of.
Where
He's
was
like, kids
the
don't like
Tootsie
Where-
Roll
where-
owl?
Where was the Geico lizard? I mean, come on. Couldn't make it. Sorry.
So dumb.
I remember like taking a picture of all the companies that like commented on the Mr. Peanut Butter,
Yeah.
like the Planters peanut thing,
Yeah.
and I was just like, this is gross, right? This is something we all hate
Yeah.
together.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's dumb.
I'm so happy that Hero did not know that that's what happened. That was such a
You know,
beautiful.
they say there's no such thing as bad advertising or bad publicity. I think this is walking that line.
Yeah.
I mean,
I am less inclined to buy nuts as a result.
Yeah, Sam.
I mean, every time you eat a nut, you're essentially killing a Mr. Peanut, right?
Yeah.
Eating his insides. Taylor
Delicious insides.
sends a question. Says this question shouldn't come as a surprise for my friend ACRacebest, but with NASCAR in Fontana this weekend, will I be seeing you around? I will be out there. I don't know where I'll be, but I'll be out there. I will be in Fontana Saturday and Sunday. And yeah, like I said, I have no idea. I'll be there with a couple other people, and they may be dictating where I am at certain times. Just hoping for good weather, and yeah. I'm calling it now. Sunday might end up being a night race because it might rain during the day, and hopefully they don't call it too early, which would just be interesting. But we got a couple super chats that just got in here. Fritz Roll says, so as a birthday gift, I'm going to Disney World on May 14th through the 17th.
Yay.
Nice.
Woo!
That was technically a question. There was a question mark at the end of that. My question related to that is, what has been your guys', if you've been there, all-time favorite moment at Disney World, not Disneyland?
Rock and Roller Coaster. Just its existence and starting up, and the song "Dude Looks Like a Lady" playing. That's like a really hype song to ride a roller coaster to.
Yeah.
To that.
I actually, I'm not a fan of roller coasters, but I actually did like Rock and Roller Coaster.
She did. We went on it more than once.
The first few seconds suck because you're going like,
A
0
billion
to 60
miles an hour.
in like a few seconds, and it's like,
It feels real bad. I'm not gonna lie.
God, favorite moment.
For me, it was. Go ahead, Sarah.
I would say one of my favorite places at Disney. Well, that this is for dining. Is the Coral Reef restaurant in Epcot? Yeah. They got a giant aquarium that you sit in front of. It's pretty great.
Yeah. The kids yell at
Sounds
the sharks.
nice.
What were you gonna say, Matt?
I was gonna say my favorite moment. We were lucky enough when I went to stay on property there, and we weren't too far from Epcot. So at night, after we'd had dinner and relaxed in the room, we walked over, and just watched the fireworks at over the World Showcase.
Yeah, that was a good show. I don't think it's going anymore. Sadly, I think it's been replaced by something else.
I think so.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Like, it's hard for me because, trying to think of a specific moment. I've been twice.
Yeah.
Once
with your wife.
Once
Would you say your favorite moment was Mission Space?
For a second there, Sarah, I thought you were going to ask if his favorite moment was with you.
That's what I thought.
Well, no, because all I was gonna say is that once I went with my family, and then once with Sarah, and it's hard for me to not just say like the whole honeymoon was a favorite moment. However, Sarah just bring up I would have felt bad if she didn't bring this up first, but she did.
Mission Space.
Sarah on Mission Space was so caught off guard. I have never heard her make the noises that she made.
I thought I was going to die. I was screaming like I was about to die. Yeah.
Oh, so he looked me on Tower of Terror.
Yeah, basically.
Where
I don't like that.
Maybe that's why it wasn't so bad. Hirosashii already made me deafen this year, so by the time we went on
I don't like that feeling you get in your stomach when you go down a big hill on a roller coaster, and that was that sustained
I hate it
for
too.
5 minutes.
I told Sarah, I'm like, you know how great this is because the device spins, and I think we've talked about this. The device spins, so the people that were standing there operating the ride, instead of hearing like a constant scream, would just hear. So,
I hated it.
I want my mommy.
So legit, the way I thought that sentence was gonna play out, just like Matt did, I thought it was gonna be like, well, you went there with your wife one time. Would you say that one of your favorite times is when you went with your wife?
There was just so many amazing things, like, because obviously, like, the first time I went with my family, it was just like, oh wow, cool, we're here, and it was fun. But there were so many things that Sarah and I did, obviously, like on our honeymoon, that were just new, like the dining, all the food was so good.
Oh, the food.
Yeah,
the
basically,
food.
our dining experience was just a redo of my family's experience at Disney World, where like I was like, I remember my family eating at this, like the sci-fi dine-in, which is like it's basically set up to look like you're in a drive-in movie theater. Like there's a huge screen, it's dark inside, you're sitting in a car,
and it's playing old sci-fi
like trailers,
black and white
yeah
movies with
it's
yeah.
good.
And then like you said Coral Reef, we did like there were so many. We went to the Be Our Guest.
Yeah, that was a new experience, and I'm glad we got to actually do it.
That was a good suggestion. Laura hit us up with that one. She
Ah.
said you gotta do Be Our Guest.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah, and you were right. Oh man, it was just again the thing about the whole week.
We were trying to book it, but someone gave us a hot tip to like try and book the night before we wanted to go.
Yeah,
because
because
people make
cancel?
their
Why did
people
people
cancel,
last minute?
and we managed to get it.
but don't tell anyone
Nice.
that.
I just told 48 people, including our
No one
cast.
listened to this podcast. What are you talking about?
So I'm going on forever on this, but yes, I just we didn't really have plans in place. Like we just kind of mapped out like, well, we have 6 days.
Yeah.
Let's see if this is, and we did everything, and I was just I loved it.
Does anybody else have a favorite
Yeah.
thing at Disney
Favorite
World?
moment? I think we got him.
Maybe?
Let's go ahead and we have a super chat from Anime Guy 01. Just says burn baby Groot.
To cook Baby Yoda and severed with Baby Nut. I think he meant to say served with Baby Nut. Burn Baby Groot to cook Baby Yoda and served with Baby Nut.
That's
There are a lot of babies.
everyone's a baby.
Everybody loves babies.
Bring back Muppet babies.
What about Baby Moon?
Baby
Huh?
what?
There's a little tiny asteroid that's circling around, not circling, but it's orbiting around the Earth right now, and it's not gonna hang out for all that long. But
Yeah.
it's like Baby Moon.
Baby Moon.
Oh, Baby Moon.
Yeah.
I thought you said Baby Boo.
We got Baby Moon too right now.
Oh, how cute. Let's see here. Sarah,
Yes.
go ahead and hit us with another one.
Okay. Let's see. Quiet Storm asks, what do you think of Bob Iger, previous CEO of Disney, stepping down as CEO of Disney? I did not hear about this until like yesterday, I think.
I haven't
it
read
happened
as to
yesterday.
why
Did
he's
it happen
doing it.
yesterday?
But
Okay.
There are rumors that he might run for president someday, but I guess that remains to be seen.
Is that like legit?
Yeah, people have wondered, like, I mean, when you get that powerful, I mean, it opens up where you do it. So
I don't know. I don't.
I still can't tell if Saber's joking or not.
I don't
I'm
really
not-
have any
I'm not-
thoughts currently.
I feel like being the president of the United States would be a step down from being the president of Disney. Because you're basically the president of the world.
what do you mean we just can't buy them?
We've bought Canada. Canada is now a part of the U.S.
North Minnesota.
It's now part of the United States Cinematic Universe.
Every
There
state
you
is
go.
going to have its own theme song.
United States Civil War.
Nah, already been there. We don't want to remake it.
Disney's all about remakes. Man.
I feel a little removed. Actually, this funny enough wants me to, or it makes me want to bring up another thing, but I guess he did good. I haven't seen as many, like, I felt like I don't know if I've really heard many people complain about what Bob Iger's been doing. Maybe I'm just not thinking, but
I mean, he did like expand the company a lot when it was starting to go downhill after Eisner.
yeah.
Yeah,
I think Bob has done. I mean, like from a financial point of view, it was unreal what he did. I mean,
Wonderful things.
he's basically was the leader of, I would consider, the most like the greatest moment of expansion for Disney ever.
Mhm.
Like it went from just being Disney theme parks and animated films and stuff because they expanded during the 90s and early 2000s, but then they were
like Eisner still did like good like during the 90s
well,
and everything.
with like Touchstone and whatnot. But like what they did with Disney with Iger was like bought up everybody who would eventually lead into like Star Wars, Marvel, Pixar. That's huge. It's massive. Those are huge companies that have made a ton of money. So like Disney's went from being a bit like, what are we doing to we'll buy you. Like
Yeah. Do
Um,
we know
in
who's
BoJack.
taking his place?
It's another guy named Bob.
Is it?
Bob Chapek or something. He's somebody who's
something like that.
been working with the company
Yeah.
in a different role, and I think Iger even like they've stated that he will be around.
Yeah, he's still gonna be a chairman.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
very, very heavily influencing
Okay.
things, which is kind of
And-
probably what you want.
Yeah,
in
he's
a
gonna be chairman
transition.
there until like 2021.
Mhm. Yeah, I think
Um,
he's stepping down from CEO to executive chairman. Yeah, which is hilarious. That like stepping down. Okay.
I wonder what kind of bonus he's gonna walk away from. He's probably gonna walk away with like no joke, $200 million or something like that. At
And with
least.
what it sounds like he's done to the company, he's earned it.
Oh yeah, I'm sure there's some kind of like thing in the contract where it's like if I'm gonna make this much money, I'm getting this much money when I walk. So
yeah.
I had to be ready.
So, some of you may have seen this. We were talking about like, what movies or things that you've watched recently, and I forgot to bring this up. And since we've had a couple Disney things pop up, I feel now's a good time. I just want to make sure that I'm calling it the right name. But
Imagineering story.
the Imagineering story that's on Disney Plus.
Oh,
Have you guys seen that?
I haven't. I've been meaning to watch it though.
Oh my gosh, it is incredible.
Yeah, it's
like,
really good.
Like I freaking love like they're hour-long episodes, and I've just I didn't realize they're still releasing them right now. And we actually
Is
stopped.
it an active series?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's like 6 episodes currently.
Yeah,
And we had to we've stopped at 5 because episode 6 actually has spoilers for Rise of Resistance ride that just opened, and
yeah, we haven't been on it yet, so
yeah, I haven't been on it.
so we wanna wait.
Oh, there's a part in that ride that's amazing where Adam Driver comes out for
Oh
marriage
my God.
and screams at you for 10 minutes. And it's so surreal.
Every morning I wake up, I wish you were dead.
It's terrifying. He's got Adam Driver to your left and Scarlett Johansson to your right, and you're just sitting there for 10 minutes and they're screaming.
It's like your parents are arguing.
Mom, Dad. So
This is too real.
if you haven't seen it though, I so highly recommend it. It's such a cool look back. Like to me, it feels like it's kind of like stuff that you probably never thought you'd be able to see. This inside look, and it's actually like I feel like the way I was kind of surprised about this, but I feel like the way they tell it, like they're not just telling it from like everything's amazing, everything's great. Like they get into like, well then this person really screwed up and made bad decisions, and like they tell it just feels kind of like even though I'm sure it's not, but it feels unbiased with the information that they're giving you, which is it's good. It's
very good.
Again, I work in this industry. I've actually worked with Imagineers, but to me it's so cool to see, especially like because they get into the old stuff and how they developed certain things and the thought process and old rides, and just the theme parks. And to me, again, I've loved it. I've loved every episode of it, and it's great. So highly
I'll
recommend.
check it out.
So let's see here. I saw another question. And we'll wrap up the podcast at 8. So we have about 9 more minutes to get through. Here we go. Billy M. Waffles says, for Saberspark, I love your videos and I have been binge watching your videos. Stay awesome.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Nathaniel asked
No
how
one said
did
anything snarky? Really? Amazing.
sometimes it just gets you right in the feeling. You're like, oh.
Mm.
Nathaniel is asking, how did you all spend Valentine's Day?
Watch Sonic movie.
Legitimately forgot it was Valentine's Day until like 11 p.m. I'm not gonna...
I watched Daytona with Tommy. The most romantic way to spend Valentine's Day. Sarah and I celebrated, but we did it the day before.
Yeah. We went to Red Lobster the day before because we wanted to beat the crowds.
And Sarah found out. What did you find out about Red Lobster?
Well, I already knew that Red Lobster douses pretty much everything in butter, but I didn't realize that all of the sides, except for broccoli, were all doused in butter. So I had 2 helpings of broccoli with my crab.
Sarah had this huge...
Like, I was like, okay, well, because I think I asked for... What?
Yeah.
I asked for...
rice.
And he's like, oh, that, you know... I
'Cause you
asked
started
for
with
something first.
potato.
No, the baked potato, because I usually just get a baked potato because it's dry, safe. And he's like, oh yeah, they paint them with butter before, pre-baking them.
Paint.
So yeah.
Oh, why?
Yeah, and so I'm like, oh okay, then I'll just have rice. And he's like, we also cook that with butter. And I'm like,
What?
yeah, I know.
Wait,
I do
what?
like your waiter.
Yeah.
But rice was a surprise.
Yeah.
Wait, do people make rice with butter?
I guess so.
I
Put
used
butter
to.
in it.
I used to add butter to my rice.
What?
At the time, it was
Yeah.
made sense.
I mean, I add butter to my rice too, but
I've never heard of
to
this
white
way of cooking
rice. Like I don't do this to any other kind of rice. It's just to white rice.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I'm sure this is a thing, but I have never heard of anyone adding butter to their rice, like, ever. That's interesting.
Yeah, the way they make their rice is they have the Kool-Aid man show up and he cries. And then they make the rice.
Cry onto them.
And then the rice grains are resurrected.
Yeah. Anyone else though? What else did other people do for Valentine's Day?
I went to work.
Nice.
I know. And then I went home and yeah. And
Nice.
was that the
Yeah.
same day that we Paleo and Steven that we watched that oh and Hero, you were there too, that movie that was like
Oh,
The
yeah.
Dragon Quest one?
Dragon Quest movie, yeah.
Oh, was that Valentine's Day?
It might have been
Or
Saturday.
like that weekend. Yeah.
No,
It might have been that weekend.
That was a really
That was
weird movie,
something.
though. Yeah, that was weird.
The twist to that movie is unbelievable.
Yeah, it really
like,
is.
like actually unbelievable. Like I still don't believe it that actually happened.
It was just a fever dream.
We got a question here from Jazzy Knights, saying, I will be attending BabsCon for the first time this year. It will also be my first time to the West Coast and in California. Do you have any suggestions on what to expect or try while I'm there?
Traffic.
earthquakes.
You don't just try it out. In and out.
Yeah. Yeah.
In and out's always a good thing. Stop by the beach. BabsCon's in San Francisco this year, or like it's been every year, but it's this
There
year.
it is.
Yes.
Yes.
Making sure it hasn't moved. That's what I'm after here. Expect fog. San Francisco is where winter goes for summer.
Yeah.
Get out, see the sights. The public transit there is actually pretty good. The cable cars are actually functional as well as being a tourist attraction.
Yeah, now just as a heads up, because this is something that if it's your first time going, you hear San Francisco. Thank you, Sarah.
Sorry.
Just dumped all my CDs. Downtown San Francisco and like the area where like the Golden Gate Bridge is and all that stuff is cool to see, great to check out. However, it is like 45 minutes away. So if you do want to see all that, just plan ahead with your travel. It will again, it's a ways out there. But yeah, like they said, In and Out, which I think there's one nearby the convention. Well, of course there's one nearby the convention. Enjoy the food. We got some good, like I said, Mexican food out here. Yeah, and like West Coast is a big thing. So like I don't know how much of the West Coast you're exploring. If it's just San Francisco.
Oh,
So.
People come out this way and they think, oh yeah, I'm gonna go see, Hollywood and San Francisco, and I'm gonna
Napa
do it
Valley.
in a day.
Yeah.
Those are way far away apart from each other.
Yeah, they are. But yeah, hope you have a great time and enjoy BabsCon.
People forget how long California is.
It's funny too because I keep having to remind myself that BabsCon announced us so long ago that I forget that we were announced. So I'm like, oh yeah, I can say we're going because everyone knows we're going. But yeah, we're excited about BabsCon. Should be a lot of fun. Sarah's gonna be there.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I was gonna be there too.
Yeah. So we're gonna have a dandy old time. Can't wait to see everyone there. Let's see. We got 2 minutes, so we'll wrap this up with one last question. I'm gonna hit refresh, see what we've got. Okay, we have a question from Ozial, and it's, once again, I'm going to read it as it is. Are you happy and sad that Steven Universe Future is coming to an end with the final 10 episodes in March 6th through 27th as the entire franchise?
It's already done.
Literally forgot they're still making new Steven Universe stuff.
Yeah.
Is
I
Future
haven't seen any of the
good?
new stuff yet.
It's been decent.
It's been decent? Okay. Does
I
it have like an actual connection to what the previous show, or is it just
It's literally just like
It's like an epilogue.
Yeah, it's an epilogue basically.
In a way, this might sound bad, but I'm just gonna say it. I'm glad that Steven Universe.
I'm glad it's over.
Well, I'm glad that like okay, here it is, the end, because every time I think about this, I feel like I get anxiety from the goddamn release schedule.
Yeah.
Like I'm just like, oh my god, there's gonna be 10 episodes coming out in a month, but the last one came out 6 months ago. Like it's so jacked up that I'm just like,
it's so weird that it's a mini series. And yeah, they're still doing this big hiatus sort of thing. Like,
I guess I'm just tired of finding out like, oh, there's more to keep track of. I'm just like, okay. That said, like, it doesn't mean I have a beef with what has been coming out. It's just, again, it's not like Steven Universe the show's fault. I've just been like,
I gotta be real.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I felt about Equestria Girls things coming out. I'm just like, they just come out. They just come out. Like, when? How many? Like, where do I watch it? I still haven't seen all of them. Just one day I should sit down and finish them all.
Yeah, we still haven't seen the last one that they made.
I know, because I waited because I might make a Bronies track, react to it. In
yeah, by
4
the way,
years.
do you want to like give people just a quick update?
Well, I kind of did.
Okay.
But yeah, so to hit upon it again, Bronies React, I just like, I feel bad that it's taken this long, but again, I've been so busy this beginning part of the year. We've been expanding things on the low budget TV racing coverage side. I've been going through helping clean out my parents' garage, which has required me to make a mess of our apartment, and my dear wife has put up with all of it. There's just been so many things that have been going on that I haven't been able to devote all of my time to it. So that's part of why it has dragged out so much. But I feel like I'm close to getting onto a run with it. We're past a couple of our massive shows that we were going to do this beginning part of the year. So my sleep schedule should actually start getting back on track, which will help me with editing. So, yeah, I again, though, I can't stress enough that this is going to be the biggest Bronies React that we've ever put out, and certainly hope you all enjoy it when it's ready. I will keep you up to date. Hopefully at the next podcast, I actually have a little bit more substance in regards to maybe even a release date. So we'll see what I can do in the next 2 weeks, and yeah, you guys here would be the first to know.
Yeah.
Watch, it's like I announce it and without mentioning it here, and everyone's like, "But you said."
Mm-hmm.
But with that's a wrap here on the semi-perfect.
You lied to me, you liar.
You liar! Oh yeah.
We'll see you again on March 11th.
Yeah.
March 11th.
By
That's
the
when
way,
Ori
by
the
the
Blind
way.
Forest 2 comes out. Yeah.
We almost went the whole podcast without somebody else bringing up Zootopia, I think. But then Hero did it, so now everyone had a
Oh,
drink.
there it is.
Sorry. I don't know what that means, but I'm sorry.
It's the drinking
It's part of the
game.
drinking game.
Finish your drinks, everybody,
Hooray.
and have a good night.
Yep, so that's it. Semi-Perfect Podcast. Again, thank you to all of our super chatters for all of your generous donations.
Thank you, Simon, Alexandra, Overwatch League Dude, Norm Mermaid Anime Guy, Fritz Roll. Yes.
Yeah. And like Sarah said, we'll be back in 2 weeks. We'll see you on that Wednesday. What's the date?
The 11th.
The 11th, March 11th. Again, thanks to all our podcasters. Thank you to all of our live viewers. And, of course, those watching on delay. You all have a great night. Have a great couple weeks. We will see you soon. As Sarah, are you signing us off with some flossing? Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Right.
Dem ponies.
Night.
Dim Sonic.